All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Math Puzzle Crash Course. I wanted to do just a really short video. I know some other people out there have done some videos on this. It's just come up recently. Actually, I was working at a job recently, and someone had come up to me and said, "Oh, have you ever heard of Terrence Howard and his, he's radically changing mathematics?" And I was like, I personally had never heard of the guy before. And then I did a little bit of research and I discovered that he's actually an American actor, born in 1969. I guess he's been in some movies, some television shows that I've never seen, so I can't comment on his acting ability. I have no idea what type of an actor he is, no idea if the movies were any good, the shows were any good. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is the fact that the guy's been on he's been on Joe Rogan recently. And I didn't know who he was at the time, and I'm like, well, when the person told me that he's claiming 1 times 1 equals 2, right away I knew that was just complete lunacy from the start, without even knowing who the guy was. But what I want to deal with a little bit, just quickly, is his delusional mathematics that he refers to as Terryology, which honestly, when you think about it, it's kind of a fitting name coming from a delusional narcissist, which is what I believe he is, because I've heard some of the other stuff out there. And so, I mean, the guy's either digging into like a delusional act that he's doing, but I mean, he's been on The View. He sent like a 36-page treatise to Neil deGrasse Tyson, who responded. Actually, I saw his video a few days ago where he went through the 36-page, treatise that Terrence had sent to him, and went back through his responses and kind of in a gracious way. But I mean, he debunked every single point of it, and then I guess Terrence Howard was on Joe Rogan recently, and I don't know for how long. I didn't see the whole thing. I saw clips of it, but it was pretty ridiculous. And then he's been on The View as well, still spouting all this nonsense. So I'm really tending to think this isn't some sort of performance art thing that he's doing, where he's just acting this role out. I mean, he's going on, talk shows and continuing to act this way. So I'm thinking it's a real thing. But one of the points he tries to make is he's claiming he said something in The View about the world economy is based on 1 times 1 equals 1, and he's claiming that 1 times 1 equals 2. And if I can, I'm going to try to insert that clip now so you can take a look at that, so you can see exactly what he said on The View.
Oxford. Now, this is the point where four bubbles meet equally and oppositely.
Can I touch it?
Yes, and it's where 12 planes meet. This is an undiscovered geometry that I'm now making known to the world here on this show.
Isn't that fantastic?
What was the reception? Well, when I was at Oxford, they were so upset because how can a man that didn't graduate from one of their prestigious schools come and tell them that the square root of 2 was a rational number? And I said, I didn't come to tell you guys this. I just came to prove to you that it's a rational number. And they didn't like it. Well, you have to remember, our entire world economy is based on 1 times 1 equaling 1. So if you can prove that an action times an action equals a reaction, which science proves, then 1 times 1 must equal more than 1. And to have the physical proof of it, that kind of shakes things up a bit.
Well, you're a shaker-upper.
Right. So again, yeah, the 1 times 1 thing is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, all anybody has to do is understand what is multiplication. Multiplication is literally repeated addition. And if anybody's watched any of the 230 some or more videos that I've done here, a big chunk of those have to deal with the order of operations. And I've gone through PEMDAS and BODMAS, all the acronyms, and I've explained in painful detail that multiplication is shorthand for repeated addition. That's really all that it is. And 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 literally means add 1 time. So his answer is ridiculous. Again, 5 times 3, what does that mean? It means 5 times 3 means to add 3 5 times. It's 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 15. That's what multiplication is. And if you've watched the other videos I've done about order of operations, you know how I always stress, when you have a mixed operations problem and you have multiplication mixed in with addition and subtraction, you do the multiplication first because it's literally shorthand for addition. So you need to resolve that first before you add and subtract. And it doesn't matter where it is in the expression or the equation. Very basic stuff. And as proof, if you listen to that clip, was that something like an action times an action equals a reaction, which again is total nonsense. It's word salad garbage. And an action is not a number to begin with. An action is not a number. A number is not an action. You don't 5. Like, hey man, after work, I'm going to go 7. Well, what does that mean? That's not an action. An action might be something like to run, skip, or play. You don't perform mathematical operations on an action. You perform them on numbers or variables. So again, that's just total nonsense. And it's possible, you could have an action of two forces. You could have two forces pushing on an object from opposite sides. And guess what? There's no reaction. The object does not move. So two actions do not always cause a reaction. Again, another false statement. But I'm sure he's not interested in that. He's just interested in throwing words out there to impress people. And believe me, it does impress some people. There's a lot of impressionable people out there. Um, Yeah, I mean, he's only a master of word salad when you listen to him. And I've between seeing the Neil deGrasse Tyson video and seeing some of the Joe Rogan stuff, and then a few other things I've seen online, it's really kind of frightening when you see somebody like this. Again, 1 times 3 is 3. What does that mean? It means take 1 and add it 3 times. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. What is 1 times 2? 1 times 2 is 2. It means literally to take 1 and add it twice. 1 plus 1 is 2. And again, I'm going to go over it again. What is 1 times 1? It means take 1 and add it 1 time. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 equals 1. And so, you get this thing, and I run into this a lot, especially when I'm explaining some of the math functions. You get people who will argue and they'll claim, I was never taught order of operations. We learned it left to right. That was never taught. That's garbage, and so on and so on. And people like to think that their way is the right way, and they're just a misunderstood genius. Then people will throw out a bunch of random word salad to sound smart, and hopefully nobody will challenge you when you do that. That's what they're looking for. And I've seen this so many times, and I find nothing funny about it at all. Um, some people are like, well, why do you get so passionate when you get into some of the online forums and you disagree with people and you point things out? Why? Because I'll look at a thread online and I'll see somebody post a ridiculous answer, and they do it with such confidence. I mean, confidence that is a factor of 10 over their knowledge. And they'll put that out there, and then all of a sudden somebody replies and they go, yeah, I got that answer too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And pretty soon you got 5 or 10 people all agreeing with it. And there's nothing funny about confidently narcissistic people. There's a lot of people out there who are very impressionable, and they mistake that confidence for knowledge. Somebody puts some junk out there like that. I mean, you see all these websites out there, and you see all the videos out there. I counter it all the time. And narcissists, they want to be thought of as a misunderstood genius. And the simple truth is, some geniuses are misunderstood, but being misunderstood does not make you a genius. So yeah, I hope I kind of went off a little bit here. This isn't a particular problem that I'm trying to solve, but I've already had one person come up to me and ask me, "Hey, what do you think about this Terryology math, do you think it's real? I mean, literally, somebody asked me what my opinion was of it. And it really should be obvious to everybody how ridiculous it is. But I find that, this is why you have scams out there. This is why, people, they're susceptible to phone scams, mail scams, email scams. People get their computers hacked all the time because they have no filters. They have no ability to look at this stuff and realize it for what it is. And that's what I try to do in a lot of my videos that I do. I try to bring the reality of it. I mean, I don't care about the bullshit, okay? I'm just saying it honestly. I don't care about any of it. I care about the truth. I care about what is true, all right? And that's all I care about. So, um, yeah, if you see this stuff out there, man, I'm probably going to get some comments from somebody who's going to say, "You don't know what you're talking about. He's a genius. He's self-taught." Yeah, I know. The people there's going to be people that fall for this stuff no matter what you do, but I'm trying my best here. I, you know, I'm trying my best. So, anyhow, I hope everybody's having a great time. I'm looking forward to getting involved and getting some more videos done and get those out there soon for everybody. And have a great day, have a great evening wherever you are in the world, and I will see you guys in the next video.